Good morning. I'd like to start by apologising that I can't be with you at today's conference. Since teaching at Nangari in the early 1980s, I've been convinced that there is no one-size-fits-all for kids. Learning needs to be personalised. This conference presents a real opportunity to canvass personalised learning options. Keynote speakers will provide national and international perspectives on innovative and alternative education strategies. Programs currently operating in the state will be showcased, the role of data will be highlighted, and the impact of digital technologies on learning will be explored. We're committed to ensuring that Tasmanian students are given the opportunities they deserve, access to quality education and training which meets their individual and unique needs. Our priorities are to ensure that children start school confident and curious, having already begun to learn, that they develop the literacy and numeracy skills fundamental to all future learning and work, and that our young people attain the appropriate knowledge, skills and experience as a passport to move into further education, training and work. We recognise that the capacity to bring about improvement rests in our schools, and it depends on inspired teaching and excellent school leadership. As I said earlier, we can't take a one-size-fits-all approach to education. Society is changing rapidly, and we need to acknowledge that to a large degree our schooling needs to change with the times. The learner is at the centre of our education system, and we must focus on personalising learning to meet the individual needs of each child. I know that the term alternative education has been in use for many years, but I prefer to use the term personalised learning because it better captures just what we need to do. The personalisation of learning, in my view, shouldn't be seen as an alternative. Personalised programs should relate to and be part of the whole education program for students. They must be connected to a pathway that connects with an individual's immediate and longer-term future, eventually to further education or employment. Personalised learning gives students real practical experience which can translate into qualifications and experiences that will help them get the career they want. As we all know too well, some students, for a range of reasons, do not operate well in the mainstream school environment. It is through well-planned and innovative education programs that students can remain connected to learning and build their knowledge and skills through active engagement in activities which are relevant and meaningful to them. Real-life activities often characterise such learning programs. I know that later on today you'll be hearing about a number of innovative programs that are already happening across our learning services and schools. Although the nature of these programs varies considerably, there are a number of key features which underpin their success. They may be characterised by partnerships with business, industry and community. They can provide real-life learning experiences. They focus on innovative delivery. They ensure that there are connections to a valid educational pathway for each participant. It's so important that the key adults who facilitate learning know each individual's story. Then it's possible to firstly acknowledge and next to understand the significant barriers to learning which a young person faces. So often other government agencies are also involved in supporting an individual child or young person. We've learned from experience, including sometimes from our mistakes, that in the best interests of young people, agencies must effectively work together, sharing and discussing information and rigorously implementing cross-agency training to genuinely help students in difficult circumstances and often with very difficult learning needs. For young people who are not engaging with mainstream education, individual learning plans provide purpose and focus for each young person. Plans should be a work in progress. They should reflect a young person's current and future needs. They should be co-constructed by the young person and those providing significant support and explicitly inform the teaching and learning process. I am keen that personalised learning programs, such as I'm describing, take place in a variety of settings. Learning is not restricted to the classroom or even to the school precinct. What is important if these programs are to have a lasting impact on those who participate is that young people remain engaged or are in fact assisted to reconnect with education. As many of you would be aware, such programs that are specifically designed to meet the individual needs of students already operate in many Tasmanian schools. You will hear about a number of these during today's conference. This government recognises the importance of such programs with the 2010-11 state budget providing funding to improve educational opportunities for students who do not thrive within the mainstream schooling. $5.4 million over 4 years will be invested in innovative education to allow schools to expand the range of innovative and flexible education opportunities for secondary students. Through this strategy, more students will be able to access a wider range of learning programs that will improve their engagement with education and further build their knowledge and skills. We have the foundations in place, and this funding will help us build on some of the existing programs we have and continue the fantastic work already happening in schools around the state. The department is currently exploring options as to how this funding can be best used to meet student needs. One strategy could be to establish a grants process whereby schools, in partnership with non-government organisations and/or other government agencies, submit for funds to deliver personalised learning programs. Personalised learning in and of itself isn't enough, however, to ensure that our young people stay engaged with schooling. We must also continue to build on our support to our diverse range of students, many of whom come to our schools with challenging attitudes and behaviours. That's why we're also supporting students by investing $6 million over 4 years to help schools combat bullying, including cyberbullying, and to employ extra school psychologists. This funding will allow schools to tap into the best research on how to tackle bullying using national and international projects, programs and research, and employ more school psychologists to support students. There are many innovative initiatives already in place in our schools that offer personalised learning options to our students. Today's conference will provide a forum for valuable discussion between dedicated educators who seek to find ways to better engage young people in learning. I congratulate the Australian Education Union on initiating this Educational Alternatives Conference. I'm really excited by the prospect of what will come out of it. 2 of my advisors are with you today, and I know how much they're looking forward to listening and learning from the presenters as well as participating in the ensuing discussions. I'm open to hearing what you think works and what doesn't, and how we can improve personalised learning options for our students. Your views will help inform the future direction we take in this area. I'd like to wish you a successful and productive day. Thank you.